Hey big cat, welcome to my therapy. This ain't your ordinary world, it's extraordinary. See, I'm a high priestess, light walker, here to guide your way through the waves of life. We'll find a new path to embrace. Tarot, astrology, numerology in our hands. No weapon formed against you shall ever stand. We're winners, we never quit, we always keep on going. Quitters never win, but we're always growing. Hey there, big cat, let's chase the highest vibration. Together we'll create a new world, a brand new nation.
Namaste! Grand Rising, Big Cat Earth Signs. Welcome or welcome back to Big Cat Astrology, Big Cat Wave, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. The planetary hot topics to add to your almanac over the next 7 days. Earth Signs, Rising Sun and Moon, the 1st to the 7th of December 2025. The ground doesn't lie. Only people do. House is activated, the 3rd of communication and contracts, and the 10th of legacy and reputation. Earth signs, this week restructures the conversation you've been avoiding because clarity lands without permission. Old obligations return, demanding precision and accountability. You catch flaws inside systems, patterns, or people that you once overlooked. Your voice gains weight because your boundaries strengthen. Delays become protection rather than punishment. The decisions you make now redefine your professional or personal path. The bold truth? You step into a higher level of authority by telling the truth. Roof, pinkies up, without softening it. Chinese Zodiac Intel. 2025 is the wood snake year. The energy rewards earth signs who move slowly, strategically, and with intention. The pig month softens communication but exposes emotional manipulations instantly. Discipline becomes your most profitable trait. Attempts to avoid responsibility fail quickly. Authenticity stabilizes relationships and contracts. Mastery becomes consistency, not speed. The snake reveals who is real and who is noise. Sign-specific breakdown. Capricorn, the 3rd house of communication and contracts. A misunderstanding gets cleared up with direct truth. Your planning becomes sharper and more strategic. A contract or written matter requires your leadership. An overlooked detail gives you an advantage. Taurus, the 3rd house of communication and contracts. A conversation you dreaded turns out to empower you. Your tone becomes firmer and more respected. An engagement shifts in your favor. Someone finally hears what you've been saying for months. Virgo, the 10th house of legacy and reputation. You correct a structural flaw with ease. A professional decision gains traction. Your competence becomes visible to the right people. Your long-term goals sharpen without confusion.com. Personal numerology. On the 1st of December, the personal day is a 1 for new beginnings, clarity, and initiation. On the 7th of December, the personal day is a 7 for reflection, insight, and spiritual intelligence. The arc? You begin with action and end with understanding. World astrology. Venus enters Sagittarius, expanding global diplomacy, exposing superficial alliances, and pushing nations into truth-based negotiations. The Aries moon Mars trine ignites military actions, bold political moves, and rapid economic shifts by confidence rather than caution. The Venus-Pluto sextile reveals corruption, secret deals, and hidden financial structures across institutions and governments. The Gemini full moon triggers media leaks, whistleblowers, public testimonies, and explosive information surfacing across social platforms. Good golly and the gosh! Mars squares Saturn, slow legal systems, international travel, and government decision-making, creating global bottlenecks. The world undergoes a week of exposure, consequences, and restructuring. Helpful initials are prophetic clues tied to real-time planetary transits. Each letter represents a name, place, or thing. Astro Bulletin for the next 7 days. On the 1st of December, the Moon in Aries trines Mars in Sagittarius. Your motivation returns like a switch has been flipped on, all the way on. Action becomes easier than overthinking. A conversation pushes you into movement. Emotional energy surges with purpose. Clarity arrives through doing, not analyzing. A plan gains momentum. You reclaim confidence with force. The fixed star Hamel, the warrior of the ram, amplifying decisive action, courage, and breakthrough energy. Helpful initials: I, R, J. On the 2nd of December, Venus in Sagittarius sextiles Pluto in Aquarius. A truth about value, loyalty, or money surfaces. You see someone's real intentions. Power dynamics shift subtly but permanently. Emotional depth increases. A financial insight arrives with precision. You refuse to settle for surface level answers. A connection or contract strengthens through honesty. The fixed star Altair, the eagle's gaze, granting revelation, strategy, and power through insight. Helpful initials: U, Z, X. On the 3rd of December, the Moon in Taurus is in opposition to Mercury in Scorpio. A truth you avoided rises sharply, and emotional logic competes with factual clarity. A secret or detail surfaces. Home or financial matters take priority. You recognize someone else's emotional pattern instantly. A clarity replaces confusion. A decision becomes unavoidable. The fixed star Algol, the Medusa's eye, exposing deception, forcing honesty, and clearing emotional distortion. Helpful initials: B, K, R. On the 4th of December, the full moon in Gemini at 13 degrees. Information explodes into the public view. Conversations expose hidden motives. Receipts surface with sharp timing. Media or digital truth goes viral. You gain clarity you didn't even know you needed. A cycle ends decisively. Your communication becomes your power. The fixed star Aldebaran, guardian of the East, rewarding truth tellers and punishing dishonesty. Helpful initials: W, C, L. On the 5th of December, the Moon in Gemini squares Saturn in Pisces. A responsibility becomes unavoidable. Emotional weight increases. A delay will test your patience. Truth will force boundaries. A conversation you avoided becomes absolutely necessary. Structure overtakes emotions. Your resilience strengthens. The fixed star Fomalhaut, keeper of the sacred purpose, granting clarity through discipline. Helpful initials: H, P, Q. On the 6th of December, Mercury in Scorpio trines Jupiter in Cancer. A message or insight transforms your direction. Communication becomes supportive and deep. You receive validation for your intuition. A plan expands naturally. Opportunities appear where there were none. Emotional intelligence will rise. A connection will strengthen. You solve a problem that once felt heavy. Understanding will deepen. Confidence most definitely stabilizes. The truth leads you forward. A breakthrough forms the week's foundation. The fixed star sepulchre, star of fortune and harvest, bringing reward, protection, and pure outcomes. Helpful initials C, L, U. On the 7th of December, Mercury in Scorpio trines Saturn in Pisces. A long-term decision solidifies. Planning becomes effortless. A contract or agreement reaches clarity. Discipline aligns with intuition. You will gain control of a responsibility. Wisdom overrides emotions. You choose a path with authority. The fixed star Deneb al-Jedi, judge of the sea goat, granting justice, protection, and wise decision making. Helpful initials H, Q, Z. Earth signs. You gain clarity through discipline. Your voice carries weight again. The world respects your boundaries. Your decisions shape your legacy. Stability becomes your superpower. Until we meet again on these astrological streets, Big Cat Wave.